Jayanta Mahapatra's The Whorehouse in a Calcutta Street was published in the year 1974. The speaker in the poem invites a customer into a whorehouse, saying that the customer should think himself to be the owner of this place. For a moment, the customer would even think that the house is smiling, though in a mocking manner, as if the house were feeling amused at the entrance of another customer. The speaker then asks the customer to think of all those women whom he wanted to have, but whom he could never have and would never be able to have. The customer is asked to imagine all those women whose faces he has seen in the advertisements, faces which were depicted on the posters in a most alluring manner. The whorehouse is the place where a customer may expect to see some faces similar to those which he had seen in the posters and which he had longed for. A customer might feel somewhat ashamed of having come into a whorehouse. After all, the very courtyard of this house seems to be a partner in the conspiracy, which is a matter of routine in a place like this. The conspiracy has, of course, the customer as its target. The conspiracy fails if the customer goes away without choosing a woman for the satisfaction of his sexual desire. The conspiracy would succeed if the customer makes the payment and accomplishes the purpose with which he had come. If the customer feels ashamed of having come here, he should think of the women who he has left behind and who are yet childless, even though they have been longing for children and been trying to satisfy their longings by merely imagining that they have got children. In any case, the customer, while moving back a little in the dim light of a room in the whorehouse, collides against a woman who had just stepped into the room to be surveyed by him, and then selected by him to be his bed partner for a while. The customer is here not only to gratify his sexual desire, but also to learn a little more about the psychology of women. It is only a shallow minded man who goes to a whorehouse for mere sensual pleasure. An intelligent or thoughtful man would also like to know how a woman behaves or how the mind of a prostitute works. But while he is watching and observing the woman's behavior, hoping to have some intimate conversation with her, she gets busy doing the things which she does professionally and as a matter of routine, no matter who the customer is. She tries to please the customer with her artificial and mechanical fondling and the caressing the customer's body and employing whatever technique she knows to make sure that the customer feels pleased. The host initiatives reveal to the customer his own inner being. He is at this time able to discover his own identity, and he finds that he cannot command his inner being because there is some sort of conflict between his conscious mind and the hidden working of his mind. The customer finds that he had always been opposed to this kind of sexual gratification and that he had sometimes felt even a desire to dismantle these houses of prostitution. But now he finds that in the depths of his mind, there has always been a suppressed desire that women should be available for men's sexual gratification. However, the customer feels shocked when he hears the whore requesting him, somewhat harshly and in a tone of rebuke, that he should hurry up with the job and let her go. The whore's words seem to thrash the customer because he was expecting some kind of emotional response from her, while she, as a prostitute, wants to get away from him as quickly as possible and wait for the next customer and the next payment.